which is pretty damn ridiculous. Now with the synthesizer, I can just pay my green in order to gain 2 more blue in a turn, and then I can get my Odin without building the forges for him. It's a very convenient thing, so I'm definitely going to be going for the Odin. But that's much later. I'm probably not going to go for the centrifuge. Yeah, I'll probably... maybe some symbiotes, not sure. Maybe I'll just drop a bunch of Tarsiers and then a Blood Raiders. Hard to say, hard to say. Drone. Double drone turn. I'm definitely going to open up with Forge into Synthesizer. Drone. Question is, do I go for the Forge Synthesizer now, or do I double drone and then do it later? I mean, what am I really rushing for? Drone. There is no defense available, no defensive structures in this set. I want to do a late game strategy, but I'm just scared that it's gonna kill me. And I'm never gonna make it there. So I could just... but then if I rush for a lot of tech early on with the drone forge and then drone synthesizer, then I'm gonna have a bunch of excess technology, because I also want to go for red. Double drone turn. Yeah, what I want to do with the Odin and stuff, I gotta get a lot of drones. Gotta go a little slow on the resources. I'm not sure if I can do that. Maybe it's just a bad idea, you know? Drone. Drone. Bravo. Double drone turn. Maybe it is just a bad idea. But I don't have a better one. Rushing for red isn't gonna work here either. Ooh, okay. He might go aggressive with the Hellhounds early on. Or something. Let's see it. If I can survive until my Odin, I would feel kind of comfortable, but it's 21 gold. Holy fuck. Seriously, it's 25 gold. 21 gold. It's ridiculous. Drone. No, drone. Number 2. Double drone turn. He gets a 3rd engineer instead, as if he wanted a centrifuge, which is a good economical investment, and I am letting him do it. He will basically be able to afford the Odin on his centrifuge turn that's what he will have, no problem. So maybe he's just playing an economical game that I'm playing, but I mean, is it really better? I'm having way more drones because he invests in a centrifuge instead of drones now, so which economic game is better? Hard to say. Yeah, he decides against the centrifuge in the end. Goes for Synth and Animus, putting some earlier pressure on me, alright. Maybe he just wants to... actually no, 3 drones now, look at this, he doesn't know what to do. Drone. But he's droning as hard as me now. And I, instead, want to go for... I mean, I could actually, next turn, if I skip now, I will have 25 resources next turn, so I could go Odin, drone, drone. No, I could go Odin, drone. Yeah, let's do just that. I mean, if I build the Odin first, he will be forced to build defense instead of Odin, which means he may never actually get to the Odin because of the threat of the damage I'm possibly able to deal with the Odin, so... This could actually, just because I attack first by optimizing my build order for the Odin, just because I attack first like that, it could actually give me a nice upper hand, who knows. After the Odin though, I think I will focus on the Ghost-Eyed Symbiotes and Blood Raiders. Chrysant, it's nice to have you here on the viewer voting sick day. Oh, I need to probably... I guess I will switch the label to Scrolls, because Scrolls people... I've shown Scrolls people the Prismata already, and some of them enjoy it. I'm streaming Prismata right now, even though I'm sick. Oh, number 3. So that's my Odin. I wish I could get Odin Animus, honestly, but I guess the drone is the only thing I can get. Alright. but have a potential 7 attack, which he cannot underestimate. See, he wanted Odin of his own, but first of all, he has miscalculated his money, so he has 20 instead of 21, and second of all, Odin isn't a prompt defender, so if he built Odin right now, I would reach him for 4 damage. So he has to, instead of Odin, build walls, and then save up some money for next turn, I suppose, and if he can keep himself safe enough, maybe he can pull off the Odin. Then... yeah, he just needs to drop a ton of walls now. And a Ghost Side Symbiote, he decides against the Odin, if he goes for Ghost Side. Because he needs to save up some money if he wants Odin. If he doesn't, he'll never get there. And Odin is a very nice bit of advantage that I could have against him. Now, he does have more drones at this point, but at this point, it's much more important to ask who has the initiative, who has more attack, who's putting on more pressure, rather than who has a couple more drones. And I'm really happy with my position. Drone. Oh, by the way, if any of you are actually new to Prismata and you don't know what the hell is happening on the screen, there is a video. If you say exclamation Prismata on the chat, you will get linked to a video that explains the basics very, very clearly. Boom. Boom. Mouse. Kiara. So let's actually keep shooting with the Odin, because as long as I keep him on the defensive and he cannot really build up his offense, he can never win this game, I think. Really nice. And I can again build 2 drones if I want to. And I think I want to. Because what else would I do with my money? Since I don't yet have an Animus. I guess if I built a wall instead. But then I don't have the blue. Yeah, screw that, I would say. I'm just going to sacrifice my engineers for the defense, but keep shooting and building steel splitters every turn to keep up the pressure, to force him to build defense, whereas I will be building 2 Tarsiers per turn, I would say. He gets an Odin! He doesn't care if I breach 2 drones or 1 drone. I guess I'm gonna kill his Hellhound instead with the breach. But he drops that Odin, which means I will be put on the defensive right now instead of building units for my Animus if he does that. But he will lose his Hellhound, so it could be a painful decision for him as well. Oh my goodness, yo-yo tricks! That brings back some memories, man. Okay, so Kale decides that he can't actually go for the Odin. He wants to. I know he wants to. But the fact that I got it first, I optimized my build order a little better, or maybe it's because I was the first player, maybe because I was a starting player. In any case, I had a better build order for the Odin, so I put the pressure on him, and now he never has the time to build his own drone. I really like that. Attack first is the #1 rule of Prismata for me right now. It seems very important. Oh. Now I want some of those symbiotes here. They can really explode into some damage. And besides... oh. Mouse. I may actually need a wall. Oh. Like this. If I want to keep attacking, and I do want to keep attacking. Although that attack costs me as much as it costs him. 1 wall for me, one steel splitter for me, 1 wall being killed for him. It's not worth attacking like that. Let's just defend with the Odin, not build the wall, and instead I can use my 5 money in other ways. Ways that are much more useful, like building a drone and then having 2 left over for the next turn. I guess the question is also, is the symbiote actually a better idea than... oh, oh, double click, oh, double click. synthesizing some blue and getting a double Hellhound. It'll give me more engineers, still gets a drone, 2 attack being produced. The Odin can absorb any attack that he throws my way, and I expand my attacking potential quite nicely. I think this is the way to go instead. So my economy is now equal to his, whereas my attack is vastly superior. Mr. Butthead, welcome to the community! It is nice to have you here. I wish I could be more emotional about it, but today I am just too sick to feel any emotion. Yes, this is a resource management centered strategy game. It's kind of like Faeria to the extreme. I mean, a deterministic Faeria, because there's no card draw. The set of units on the left is the same for both players. And stays the same for the entire game. But it's like Faeria in terms of economy management, where you actually have to build things that produce gold and build things that produce technological resources. So it's even more than like this than Faeria, because there are no resources on the board. It plays like a turn-based StarCraft, really, where you make drones and then you make technological buildings that produce the technological resources. That opens up your technological path into attacking units. Drone. And again, you can say exclamation Prismata on the chat to link to a video that explains the basics very, very clearly. A developer made video. He's going for Blood Ragers, actually. That is a very good decision. A very scary decision, if you ask me. Mouse. Home. Double click. I think I'm gonna go double Blood Rager here. Instead of killing one wall with it, screw that. This seems to be lining up very nicely. And then, because of his 6 damage potential, I guess I will, I could... Nah, I'm just gonna sacrifice my 2 engineers and then block with the Odin. It's fine. It's totally fine. And then get 2 more drones, because I can. Double click. But then I will find myself missing some money. I guess I could go to Gauss Cannon instead. Attack is much more important than money right now. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. I feel good about this. And then just sack 2 engineers with the Odin next turn if he decides to attack me. But something tells me he will build 2 Blood Raiders himself. He blows his symbiote, actually. If he drops 2 Blood Raiders as well, that's a gigantic burst of damage coming in next turn. Yeah. Basically, the symbiote turned into 5 Ghost Chargers that are a single time 1 attack that will just trigger next turn automatically and then die. So for this 1 turn, he will have a gigantic burst damage. I really like how this game has 3 types of damage. Damage style. There is sustained damage from Ghost Cannons, Blood Ragers, Steel Splitters. And then there is burst damage that is 1 time, but much more cost effective. And if you go for 1-time burst damage, you just hope to breach the enemy with a single burst you cannot handle. Drone. It's pretty cool, actually. And then there's freezing damage as well that disables the attacker. That is also more cost effective than sustained damage. Okay, so how do I defend this? Mouse. If I can, I don't want to lose my Steel Splitters. I don't mind losing some engineers. Double click. I could get 2 more Blood Ragers. Now Blood Ragers cost attack to build, so I'm gonna lose some of my attack just to build them. And if I do it like this, then I guess I would have to sacrifice 1 of my Steel Splitters and then leave behind 1 drone or just 1 force field. But then I could save some green if I don't build a force field, but then I save an engineer if I build a force field. So... this seems like the best option. I still increase my attack massively. And once I survive this single really hardcore attacking turn for him, he will have much less sustainable damage, because, especially because he will not be able to build a Blood Rager without reducing his gigantic burst damage. So he decides to lose 2 engineers instead of 1 wall. He's got a nice collection of walls that aren't really doing anything for him. That's the benefit of me having the Odin. I always threaten to attack him for 4, so he overbuilt some walls instead of building attackers. Oh god, a plasma fire! Why didn't I think of that? Sometimes I get too tunnel vision and I forget about a great option like the plasma fire. Holy shit, that is well played. I should have done that last turn instead of the Gauss Cannon. And a Blood Rager, probably. Holy crap, that's a good choice. And he decides to actually build a Blood Rager, pay some attack, not burst for full damage. The name is Prismata Zephyr. Watch the YouTube video that's Fluffy linked to with Moobot, and you will understand the basics, which will make the stream much more enjoyable to watch for you, I would assume. Hang on, I actually have a mute button. And then I assume that the camera, I mean my voice has returned now and I'm unmuted, right? If not, let me know. He gets another symbiote to detonate him next turn. But he gets a Blood Rager as well. He actually doesn't go for the Plasma Fire. He needs more walls? Oh wow, I have 19 attack. No fucking shit he needs more walls. Alright. I guess my pressure doesn't allow him. Wow, my pressure literally does not let him build the Plasma Fire that he wants. And it's a genius move to get a Plasma Fire now. Wrong. Yeah, I guess I'll have to still lose everything. He commits quite a lot to this. Decided not to even build a Blood Rager in the end. Hits with full force. Wrong. Which will force me to build a lot of defense. Which means if I want to afford the Plasma Fire, I have 0 green, which means no force fields. So get 1 husk. Mouse. But 1 husk is not enough. If he attacks with full force, which he will, because why the hell not? Oh. Mouse. I guess I have to lose 2 drones then, huh? I'm worried that I'm not producing Steel Splitters and my Odin is not as... it's underutilized, but... Hell, I'm using him for absorption of 5 damage, and maybe he's not underutilized at any point. Yeah, I guess this is what I have to do, pretty much. Lose some drones to defend, but get a Plasma Fire. I'm gonna start losing drones, so I'm gonna be in the same situation that he was in the game number 1, where the Plasma Fires will cost me drones to attack every turn. But my attack is going to be absolutely overwhelming to him, so he will really struggle to defend. But if he can drag this game out, I will eventually just run out of economy and his superior economy will overwhelm me. But I'm hoping that my superior attack will overwhelm him first, basically. The beta keys are very hard to get in this closed beta right now. I gave away 9 keys, I have only 1 left to give away, and let's actually open an auction. If someone is willing to invest more than 100 Joy-Coins and is the highest bidder by the time I end my Prismata stream right now, I will give him my last ticket. Basically, you can bid Joy-Coins. The highest bidder wins my last Prismata key. So this is the last Prismata key giveaway that I have. If I want to have more, I'd have to ask the developers. Drone. Oh. So, he gets breached. Oh. I win. Mouse. He ran out of time. Mouse. He couldn't figure out in time how to defend against me. I guess I was in an advantageous position anyway. I had a ton of attack. I think I was winning anyway.